As authorities across the country investigate convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, there's new scrutiny into his alleged activities in New Mexico. These exclusive photos show Epstein's sprawling home in the state known as Zorro Ranch.
The disgraced financier has been accused of sexually abusing girls there. Mola Lenghi has been following this story.
This is Jeffrey Epstein's sprawling New Mexico home known as Zorro Ranch. The compound sits high on a hill. Its gated entrance is shut and monitored by a security camera. The closest town is at least 20 miles away, and locals tell us Epstein occasionally visited a few restaurants but kept a low profile. Sex abuse allegations against Epstein in New Mexico date back to the mid-90s. An affidavit filed in April alleges Epstein and his supposed ex-girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, told a 15-year-old girl to take off all of her clothes and then touched her inappropriately on a massage table at the ranch in 1996. And in a lawsuit filed Tuesday morning, an accuser claims Epstein coerced her to engage in sex acts there between 2007 and 2010. Maxwell has not been charged with a crime and has denied any wrongdoing in the past. After his 2008 Florida conviction on child prostitution charges, Epstein was forced to register as a sex offender. But in New Mexico, he did not suffer the same consequences as he did in other states where he owned homes and faced accusations.
Soon after the well-connected Epstein registered as a sex offender here in New Mexico, state officials informed him that he wasn't required to do so. That's despite having to register in Florida and New York.
Official documents from 2010 show that just 2 days after Epstein registered in New Mexico, a legal loophole allowed him to be taken off the list. The reason? The victim in his Florida case was not younger than 16, a condition for registry in New Mexico. But amid new lawsuits, criminal defense attorney Vinu Varghese says a search of Epstein's ranch is imminent.
Anything that this man has touched is going to be examined and scrutinized by the federal government.
Mola Lenghi is in Santa Fe. Mola, CBS News has obtained emails about Epstein's efforts to register as a sex offender in that state. What can you tell us about that?
Well, Don, those emails that CBS News has obtained date back to 2013. They reveal that even after Epstein was informed that he was not required to register here as a sex offender here in New Mexico, that he continued to inform law enforcement here in the state when he visited the state. He continued to give them a heads up and basically check in when he was visiting Zorro Ranch, which is about an hour outside of Santa Fe. It appears he would just pop in and occasionally just let them know that he was here. Now, that's certainly curious on its face because, again, he was not required to do so. He was informed that he wasn't required to do so. He wasn't on the sex offender registry list, and he wasn't required to be monitored by the state of New Mexico.
So, Mola, I imagine now New Mexico's policy in regards to sex offenders and a list, it's facing a lot of scrutiny. What are officials saying about it now?
Well, yeah, Anne-Marie, it is among the most lenient in the country, New Mexico is, when it comes to sex offender laws here in the state. In recent weeks, the Attorney General's office has called them weak. He has called them outdated. They say they fail to protect children here in the state. They've characterized them as a black eye on the state. And New Mexico's Attorney General says that he will push for legislation that will strengthen these laws, including legislation that would require anyone with a prior sex trafficking conviction anywhere else in the country to register as a sex offender here in the state. Again, these are efforts that the Attorney General is pushing for, but have not yet been achieved by the state.
All right, Mola, thank you.